Press the live button. Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Ask the Accountant, part of the Ask the Accountant network, a podcast network for accountants and bookkeepers supported by our Patreon community. The episode number is 174. The date is the 2nd of March, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Patrick, and with me, as always, is Johann Gorey. We'll come back to him later because before that, we always talk about our Patreon community and the fact that each and every show we start our show with shout out to the coolest of cool listeners who are Paul Whitehouse, Kirsty St. John, Mahu, and Peter Richardson. Thank you so much for your continued support. To show your support for our channel and content while also getting some bonus content and an opportunity to be on the coveted list, join our Patreon page via the links below. Johann, how has your weekend and week been? Have you had a good one? I do hope so.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how I'm stood at this microphone talking to you again so soon. I'm not really sure where the whole bloody week went, if I'm honest. But yeah, no, it was good. I mean, binge watched Drive to Survive yesterday, so
I forgot.
You know what? I got to Saturday evening and we said to Claire, like, shit, we've not watched Drive to Survive yet. I can't go on the podcast having not watched Drive to Survive. Aaron will kill me. And you've not watched it, have you?
Not even started, mate. Not even started.
So sat there yesterday, binge watched that. But yeah, no, all good. Lots of plates spinning as per usual. A few new plates started spinning that I wasn't expected. I wasn't planning on spinning, as it were, last week, but more will follow later this week on that. So yeah, no, busy, but all good. How about yourself?
Yeah, busy, but good busy. That's what I keep telling everyone. So that's the
lie I keep telling everybody and myself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my worst, and we preached to everyone, don't we, about systems and controls and all this, that, and the other. I did this Carnegie sales telling just off air that I've had to switch my calendar system, and I didn't do the whole let's test it. I had to rush to get the calendar system up and running. I didn't have time to like properly test it or anything, so I just quickly go, and I have made myself a mountain of issues for today. Like it was just like, yeah, people are booking in places they shouldn't be booking in, put it that way. So it is what it is, right? Like we've just got to get on with it. We've got to think. I keep telling everyone as well, like your normal work hours, that's for, you know, talking and going into meetings and doing all that sort of stuff. You can start work when that day finishes. Like that's how we do things, right?
So what we're saying, guys, is do as we say, and not as we do.
Yeah, no, it's temporary. What is it? Pain is temporary, results is permanent, or something.
It's been temporary for 7 years. At what point does it become not so temporary anymore?
That imposter syndrome really does kick in from time to time, doesn't it? When you're on stage going, well, if you use this system and you use that system.
And you know what, though? It would work if we just stopped there. But we keep, like, I've been playing with Claude as well this weekend.
Yeah.
I've got a document that I'm working on, and Claude's interface is just phenomenal. Like, it's come up with it, it's drafted it, it's on one side, I've got the interaction bit on the other. Oh, I need to do this, and it just regenerates it. It's like, it's slow, it's painfully slow.
Yeah,
but actually, I'm getting on with it. I'm starting to get there with that.
It's the sort of solution you have on a second screen, don't you? And you just keep coming back to it to add those tweaks between, you know, your main work, isn't it? That's how I've been using it. And like you said, that whole idea that you don't have to, it makes those tweaks. Because I've been trying to do similar things with ChatGPT. I've got it open in front of me, that's what I'm looking at. And it was actually because my talk on the weekend on Thursday, I thought, oh, I'll put some like AI generated imagery here on this, just to put some emphasis on it, sort of thing. Because I did the same on the talk we did last week, where we did this AI thing. So I created like the whole panel, and I put them in this AI super suit and all this other, right? Like little things like that, like cool little just imagery grabbing things. It's what I'm like really liking.
So
With,
you're the reason I've got a host pipe ban.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
All your image generation.
Yeah. Every 5 seconds, like, oh, I'll just do another one, But you're right, like the way that ChatGPT works is you ask for a revision and it goes, right, well, let's start again then. And sometimes it completely forgets what it's just done. And it just goes, I'm like, no, I wanted you to, like, for example, on this one, I wanted my media to do this instead of going like this or whatever. And instead of like just changing it to that, which I know it's got the capability of doing, it just created a whole new image of a whole new thing and all this and the other. So, yeah, but we can talk about Claude and ChatGPT all day long. The most important thing about this show is our amazing community. Oh, I've just noticed the time. I was about to bring it in. Kirsty, you made it first. Happy March, everyone. I mean, it's appropriate because we're in March from Kirsty in sunny March. So, hello, Kirsty. Hope you're doing well. Is it sunny? Oh, when I took the dog out, it was sunny. So, but wet, very wet. Yeah,
it is grey here.
Oh. But it's sunny in March. That's what matters. And keep an eye out for Kirsty as well on Fab. On the bonus show, we're going to get Kirsty on, and we'll invite all of our cool listeners, including Mahul as well. Good morning, everyone from shiny London. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great weekend too. AIM Accounting 6146 says good morning. Good morning to you too. Juliet McKenna says morning all. Good morning. Sue Green says good morning from warm Tamworth. Is it warm in Tamworth? From it's only up the road. Are you sure it's warm? Didn't look that warm. very different climatized, me and Sue. Paul Ingram says good morning from sunny Salisbury. Good morning to you too. Lisa Mullahan says good morning. Good morning to you. Susanna Whelan says morning. Good morning, Susanna. She'll also be on the Fab podcasting area, so keep an eye out for her at Fab. Paul Whitehouse says good morning. Good morning to you, Paul. Nicola Gardner says good morning. Good morning. Alexis Kingsbury says knew you'd love it. Yeah, he told you you'd love it. He told you you'd love it. I mean, this is the guy who's made a whole AI generated accounting firm in what was it, 4 hours or whatever? I think it was longer than that.
I wouldn't go as far as to say I love it yet.
Oh,
I'm learning to love it.
You're warming him up, Alexis. You're warming him up.
It's still a bit slow. I think I still sit there with a little cattle prodder going, come on, hurry up.
But it's the results that matter. You know what I mean? It's the results that matter. Vikram says, good morning to you too. Alexis also says morning with a shiny, wavy emoji. Susanna Cease, bookkeeping, says morning all from a beautiful sun in Henley. And bookkeeper superhero Natasha says morning all. Looking forward to QuickBooks Connect and the Fab next week. I can't believe it's all starting already. Although,
hang on, is Fab next week?
Week after.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, yeah, next week. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be home for like a month.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Yeah. I leave on Wednesday and get back Sunday, and then we go again on Wednesday. Yeah. Paul Whitehouse says, I made an image of a dog in construction and gave it a hard hat. I did an image of a dog driving a taxi, and ChatGPT left the hard hat on the driver. And then when you tell him, oi, can you just take the hard hat off? Which, again, fully capable of doing, it goes, nah, let's recreate the whole thing from scratch. And then I'm really sorry, Cheryl, but it was 8:29. Good morning. Hope everyone had a relaxing weekend. And the rules are the rules. I'm sorry. I just have to abide by the rules. Yeah, I made the rules, and I am just making sure that we stick with them. But hope you are doing well, Cheryl. Maybe next week you can get the 8:30. That's all I'm saying. All right. Enough of that controversy and upsetting our wonderful community. Let's move on with the talk of the show. I didn't put this in any order, Jan, so I'm just gonna go for this, right? I'm just gonna go for it. Let's go and start with Oh, let's do it at the top. VAT on charging for EVs. We've got some good news coming our way. Well, potentially got some good news coming our way. So, for anyone who doesn't know, there has been a landmark VAT ruling, or at least that's what the clickbaity title was led to believe. Do we believe in clickbaity titles? I don't know, especially with some of the news.
Only when they work for our own clickbaity material.
Yeah, good point. Good point. But first tier tribunal declares public charging should be subject to 5% VAT with huge potential savings for drivers. So there is a big talk at the moment how if you're going to charge your car outside of your home on public charging networks, you shouldn't be paying 20% VAT. You should be paying 5% VAT. Sounds good. Sounds good. It says here that and a typical charge for a Mercedes EQS from 0 to 100% could create a saving of 14.74%. Now, this sounds great, and I love the idea of cheaper electricity. But my reason for bringing this in is, are we not opening them up for even more complex VAT going forward if we're going to start putting these nuances coming through electric vehicles? We've already got all the other VAT elements going forward. Don't you feel sorry for the poor AI AI solutions out there that are going to have to really be on their A game going forward to be able to get this right?
Surely the receipt from the terminal will tell you it's 5% VAT.
You don't get a receipt though, do you, on the on-site?
Because here's the next problem: is I don't deal with EV charging. Like,
you've seen that.
I'm not a complete philistine, but
you've seen the infrastructure, right? They're normally just like poles in the ground, right? There's no receipt machine on there. They kind of give you this idea.
We've charged you this. Here's a VAT element type thing.
It kind of works, but then you have to sign up to that public or to that account, and then you have to get the account all set up, and it just becomes a bit of a rigmarole, right? Like a proper.
We need to nationalise this.
Do you reckon? Well, they haven't done it for car parking, so
what could go wrong?
But these little nuances here just make it very tricky for bookkeeping, doesn't it? Like, these are the little things where they're going to affect a large proportion of your client base. There's going to be a lot of changes that could affect them. And then you're going to have to try and figure out if it's a public charging network or not a public charging network. Well, is a public charging network the same as when you go to like when you could drive from the at the end of side of a motorway and go into one of them? Is that a public charging network? Because they're privately owned. So is that 5% or is that 20%? I just feel like this is going to be a lot of pain, isn't it? When could this have been so much more simpler if we had what was promised with open banking, that these receipts and everything just magically appeared on your, as soon as you tapped pay, you also got the receipt at the same time?
Yes, that would make life easier. I mean, or just put diesel in.
There's the solution for everyone. Scrap this EV malark. The VAT is just far too complicated. Move on. I mean, I suppose the numbers should be that.
I've been in the car with you, Aaron. I know how stressful range anxiety. I reckon range anxiety is going to be the new cancer of the world. Like, I've seen the stress range anxiety puts you under when driving. Like, I'm not convinced it's good for you. Like, yeah, I think VAT is the least of your concerns with your range anxiety.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. There, but this is going to be the start.
It's going to make it worse because now you've got your range anxiety, and then you're looking at two options. Both are just about in range, but which one's 5%? Which one's 20% VAT?
And how am I going to know that once I've done it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna. And for us, it's
here lies Aaron Patrick, death by ownership of an EV car.
He tried his best. He tried to see the future. But I mean, this is one very small example, right? But very small example of where VAT is just overly complicated, way overly complicated. And let's be honest, like, these numbers shouldn't be massive. So Maybe it's a risk appetite that you take with your client. Is it do you dare charge if they haven't got the receipt, or don't you, for such a small amount, right? They're the sort of thing you guys are going to have a decision with your own conscience, and figure out your own systems and processes for your own firms, right? But it's a lot of faffing to deal with, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, when it was straightforward. It was 20%. If we have got the receipt, definitely claim it. If we haven't, do we take a risk or not? You can have those conversations, right? Now we can't really claim for it because we don't know if it was 20% or 5%. So, it's just going to get messy, isn't it?
Yeah. This is very technical and very deep for 8:30 in the morning conversation on this podcast, Aaron. I can't remember last time we went this deep and technical in a long time.
But we need to get to the crux of this, right? And this will affect our community. But yeah, I just feel like, instead of making it more complicated, surely we just need to find a way to make it digital. Have been live for how long now on VAT? 8 years, is it? 10 years,
something like that.
I think it might be coming up to 10. Yeah.
Oh no. We were talking about it when I went into practice at the start of 2017. I think 2018's 8 years.
8 years. Does it feel digital to you? Because it doesn't feel digital to me.
No.
No, we file it through a different portal is basically what happened with making taxes.
That was the limit, wasn't it, in the end? I mean,
yeah. At least if you compare that to MTD for ITSA, we should be getting a better experience, right? I generally believe that there's going to be some circumstances where we go, that client might be better off just being MTD now, because it's going to be so much smoother to file their returns.
They're already compliant. They may as well just
and we're going to get the benefit of all the information being presented to us, like their P60s, and there was. I still don't know how this works, but they say the bank interest is coming through as well, right? Like that's what they're saying is going to happen. Yeah.
Just a caveat to that, though, before anyone goes rushing, going, "Oh, well, this person's already on software, we'll just sign them up." Get permission from your clients first. And the reason I say this is I saw this a lot in the MTD VAT scheme.
Yeah.
People were registering their clients before they had to be registered.
Yeah.
Client was completely oblivious until they moved accountants. At which point the accountant goes, "Oh, it looks like you're on MTD VAT." I'm on what? Sorry. And so, I mean, and it's for this reason, Engager, I'm going to put in a selfish plug here, but yes, last week Engager launched a new template, or a series of new templates, actually.
Yeah.
But there's a new template that you can then generate in the PDF generator in Engager and send for e-signing that gets their consent, and it outlines that they understand once they are registered, they can't go back. Because so many people I came across during the MTD VAT switch weren't aware their accountants had just registered them because they were already compliant without realizing. So please get permission from your clients before you just switch them onto a new tax scheme.
Yeah, exactly right. Preaching. But these sort of little changes like this, where right now we got to go for the update, we've got to update our team, we've got to waste X amount of time on a podcast, right? You know what I mean? Like, all of this for what should be a positive change, like 5% to 20%, could be quite significant for people. Like, it's a nice little, it's another incentive, especially now that you got that road tax per mile menace coming our way, right? Like, these little wins like this could be quite beneficial.
And it is another, like, when you're sat there comparing vehicles. So I've got a client who's got to get 6 new vans this autumn because the current vans are up for return and stuff like that. And I literally had a meeting with him on Friday, and we were sat there looking at cost benefits of, like, petrol, diesel, hybrid, EV, and the challenges around it all, and what ranges were they looking at doing, where do they get parked at night, blah 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 blah. But it sounds daft, but that 15% reduction in VAT may skew those figures slightly now.
100%.
So, it's it's an important thing to think about. It's just, as you say, is this just going to be another opportunity for HMRC to go, well, you've put it through as 5%, but you can't prove it wasn't 20%, so we'll have a bit more money off you, please, during an inspection.
Yeah, exactly.
I was listening to someone talk about HMRC inspections on a podcast the other day, and the fact what they said is completely true, but the fact that we're at this point is ridiculous. And so obviously we're seeing a lot more inspections for VAT refunds.
Yeah.
And he's like, we actively encourage our clients to leave a breadcrumb trail for HMRC. Previously, we'd have had pristine books and HMRC would have dug and dug and dug to try and find something to justify their existence. Now, we actively encourage, we won't publish that Starbucks receipt. It's part of the breadcrumb trail to keep HMRC feeling like they found something if they ever do an inspection.
Yeah.
So, when did we get to this point where we are
playing games?
We're basically encouraged to not do our jobs to the best of our ability and how we should be doing it, just to stop the authorities from being overbearing. Because HMRC don't trust anyone can do it properly. They just assume, oh, this is so pristinely clean, you're hiding something deeper. Let's go digging.
Yeah. And back to the whole like making taxes to a VAT, right? Like let's be frank about this. It was like all we've done is effectively channeled it through a different portal, which arguably the portal's worse from us as accountants and bookkeepers, right? Because we can't get the same level of access. We can't see our client list, blah, blah, blah. We've covered that loads of times. From a client's point of view, potentially it's a little bit nicer for them. Like the 64.8 process is better for them if they've got, if they've already got that scheme up and running and they've got their digital records all set up and all that sort of stuff, right? So that's all right. There's a little bit of benefit when you connect your bank, your VAT to your FMS solution, because it brings back historical data in some circumstances and you can kind of connect that. There's a little bit of benefit there. And we've seen cool solutions where, it's able to kind of like see your VAT returns and stuff like that. And there's some benefits to it. But where was that promised land of having this whole new access and being able to, like, when MTD VAT first, the whole like tinfoil hat moment was, oh well, it'll be very, very soon that we're going to be submitting all of the numbers via this thing, because at the moment we're still only submitting those elements, the boxes, right? Like it was supposed to be all the back end's going to go there, and then HMRC is going to be able to see it all, and you're not going to be able to hide. And you're saying there about breadcrumbs and stuff. In theory, they'll spot that a mile off, and they'll, and all that sort of stuff. Where's all that happened? Like, what world are we living in where literally all it is exactly the same, but going through a different different pipe, right?
I think the problem is, like, we've even got softwares now that will connect to accounts. So let's take a receipt capture software, which we don't name on this podcast for various legal reasons.
Yep.
And then also look at something like auto entry. Auto entry, we've got like this fetch feature where it can log in, pull out a receipt from an account or an invoice. So great. So if your drivers were all on the same, were using EV chargers, and although all those accounts were linked to the auto entry fetch feature, great, no problems. Then you bring in two-factor authentication and it breaks everything.
Yeah.
And what are we, 8 years on? We still haven't worked a way for technologies to work around the two-factor authentication, and no one's building APIs. Like, yeah.
No, I get it.
Great idea, poorly executed. Oh my God, we're like HMRC.
Yeah, I was going to say we're more like than we think. Natasha says, Susanna Bookkeeping, oh, please do come and say hello. See you in London. Oh, Susanna Bookkeeping also see you at London at QuickBooks Get Connected. Yep, do say hello, Susanna. Absolutely, says Susanna. And Leander says, Would it not be great if, when using contactless, the receipt appeared on your phone? I will stick to my truck. But it is true, though, isn't it? Like, imagine that. Like, why are we not in a world where it is contactless, and not only do you press to say, "Yeah, I'm happy to make that payment," but here's a little digital receipt for you that you can go off and
Yeah.
put into whatever solution you want. Like,
Yeah.
how is that not a thing?
Like, there are some places that say, "Oh, give us your email address. We'll email you the receipt."
Yeah.
So yeah, and then daily marketing spamming emails. That's what you're going to do. I'm all
But it's
right, thanks. I'll go without the receipt.
But it's also that pain of having to sit there typing in your email, right?
Yeah,
Like, oh, do. Oh, I've put that one. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's a time thing, isn't it? And it's a barrier of entry. But that A, the marketing, and B, the time to do it means it doesn't get taken up as nearly as often as it should do.
yeah,
Whereas if there was, if it was truly making tax digital, and if you're contactless, you're going to get that receipt directly there. I just think it's win-win for everyone.
yeah.
But anyway,
What's the next
okay,
topic
cool.
today?
Next topic. Right then. Where are we? Right, yeah. So let's move on to the next one. Mayday had an acquisition. So for anyone who doesn't know Mayday and hasn't played around with their I actually think it's a really cool solution. They've basically brought the idea of having your multiple entities, and then with your multiple entities, you've got this really slick solution where you can connect those multiple entities. And what they did really, really well. So we've had reported on things like that before, haven't we? Where
Yeah,
you could have your QuickBooks, your Zero, or whoever it's going to be, and then you have this one group structure, and it can report from there. Love that. But what they took it a step further was they were also helping out with intercompany transactions. So Mayday's like USP is that they'll automate the intercompany transactions for you. So not only will it reconcile from one entity to the other, but it will spot when things are there, and it will then like charge it through automatically and cross charge and all this and the other. Amazing. What they've also gone and done is bought a whole new solution as well, called, is it Year End? I think it was called. I want to call it Year End. I was just looking at it.
easy month end.
That's it. Yes, and they've just acquired this solution, which I think is a really, really good like add-on to that whole bit, right? Like if you're doing intercompany transactions and you're having these options, you're trying to kind of like work it around, you're going to want to have clean books to be able to do that, right? Otherwise,
Yep.
what's the point? Like, let's be completely frank here. If only your intercompany is clean, then the rest of it's not going to kind of work out for you, is it? So they've now gone out and bought this whole new solution called Month-End, and I had a quick play of it. So it was one of those where they announced the acquisition, you could literally go in, sign up for it straight away, and as soon as you could sign up, you can have a little play around with it, etc., etc. I was really impressed. Really, really nice. But I like the idea of these smaller businesses and smaller vendors acquiring another similar sized vendor, right? Normally we see it the other way around. Normally we see the big boys coming along, for legal reasons we can't say who we're talking about here. But imagine there was a big boy coming along and bought another, big boy, a biggish boy, and then it just kind of goes down a bit of a stale route when it goes that way. I've got this feeling that these kind of smaller entities buying it, that there's more on the line, isn't there? There's more. They've got more skin in the game here. They need these integrations to work quickly. They need these integrations to go through and have that seamless integration between the one solution and the other, and single sign on and all that sort of stuff. Where typically with the kind of bigger ones, there's a bigger ship that needs to turn around, and there's a bigger kind of thing, and they get caught up in politics and all that sort of stuff, right? When I saw this news, my kind of first news was, that seems like a nice, cool little. I'd never heard of this month-end solution before, but it looks
Nope.
pretty cool. I think it's a nice little addition to what Mayday's got. But also, I felt like it was a feel-good story. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's two smaller entities hopefully coming together and just complementing one another. What do you think to it?
Yeah, and let's face it, month end is a constant battle for most firms.
100%.
Anyone that's got clients that want to have a proper month end close and stuff. There's some attempts at month end close and stuff in some of the FMS solutions that is a bit weak. and then all of a sudden you're dealing with full working papers, and it's like you're doing a set of annual accounts and stuff. So yeah, month-end close is something that I don't think anyone's really nailed yet. With Mayday doing well with the larger clients and their intercompany transfers and stuff, I think this is a really good matchup. Like, there's a good synergy there in my mind. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get on, and yeah, see how it tailors to the UK market, because they are New Zealand based, aren't they?
That rings a bell. Yeah. When I was playing around with it, yeah.
So yeah, like anything that's going to enhance that month-end process, which is lacking attention from software vendors, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It can only be a good thing. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how that plans out in the future.
And I think it's a good synergy as well, because it makes them more sticky, right? Like the idea of a solution. Like sometimes when you got a really niche solution, the biggest problem you have is getting the client or the user to go in there on a regular basis, right? You can add loads and loads of features, you make it as cool and as slick and as clean as you want, but if you don't have that buy-in and that bite from the user, it becomes just another subscription that over time it becomes harder and harder to justify, doesn't it? That whatever the price point's going to be, if you're not using it on a regular basis, you're like, oh, do I really need that? Like if you're going to cut back on subscriptions, the one that you use the least is most likely going to be the one you're going to ditch, isn't it? Having this gives them a reason to have much more of a buy-in, much more of a going in there on a more regular basis, keeping on top of it, that sort of thing. And I think it's a clever little synergy that goes forward with it.
Yeah,
cool.
This isn't going to work and isn't going to be priced for people that I've got sole traders and small limited companies.
Yeah,
this is for a few million turnover businesses, etc., upwards. So yeah, I think this pairing's got potential for us. And it's something we'll be looking at in the coming weeks, because for my firm alone, like, not every client's going to be on it. Very few clients will probably be on it, but the clients that I need that robust month-end process for, I think this will potentially shore up a very good offering from Mayday already.
Yeah, and I think it just did for me personally, right? I have now 2 like groups of companies that are also connected, and it's like I'm doing intercompany transactions and all this and the other, and it becomes a time sink for me personally, because there's no one else I can pass. It's not like, it's not the sort of work that you can pass on to other people and stuff, because there's only certain people in the organization who have access to all the moving parts, right?
Yeah.
So these are like they're aiming in there is people like me, where it's like, actually, why am I just doing this manually when I could automate it with a system instead of having to give access, maybe potentially sensitive access, to people? You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is designed for. So yeah, I think there's definitely opportunity to do it. Just circling back to the last one, Tim's jumped in and says, want me to tell you how it's not a thing? EPOS ecosystems are too fragmented. Ugh, yeah. Don't we know it, by trying to connect various FMS solutions to EPOS solutions and everything else? But maybe, Tim, this could be your chance to get there and unite them all, like find a way to get a common ground for them all. And then this did make me laugh. Your bank app sends you a notification that money has been taken out with the place and time. And then bird brain. So I think that was trying to be a bit of a but that's going to be no use to anyone if you don't know what VAT you've been charged, or what that transaction was for, or what the categories are for, and everything else. So yeah, having that bank data, we get that data anyway, right? Like, we get that when we do a bank feed. We've got that data. It's what it was for, how much the VAT was for. That's the question. That's why the receipt. And we've had too many inspections from HMRC to know that the first thing they're going to say is, well, okay, yeah, you got a bank transaction, great. What's the receipt? So that was the point of the conversation. All righty then. Any more on that before we move on, Johann?
No, but while we're talking about month end, shall we quickly talk about year end and working papers?
Oh, now you got me interested. Let's go.
Did you see Active have now got an integration with Free Agent?
Oh yes, I did. Yes. And you're an Active user. You're actively using Active, aren't you?
We are actively training to be actively using it. Yes.
You're hoping to be more active with it.
Yes. So it's a classic case of Johann's seen the software. He loves the software. He thinks this will solve all the problems. The team are needing a bit of a cattle prodding to get into the habit of using it versus lesser quality, free working paper solutions that are out there.
Or the other way you could look at it is you've now matured, and instead of just clicking your fingers and everyone moves onto it and it's shiny software syndrome, you've actually done a more sensible and more commercially viable approach to this. And
no, they just need beating harder.
I tried to get you out of it. I tried.
No, they just need a thorough beating. That's all they need.
On Point's HR representative, I tried my best.
You get HR complaints when you don't have a HR person. I've got a filing cabinet under my desk for HR. It's the bin. So on that note, before I get cancelled completely, but yeah, so like active work papers, it's been connecting with with Xero and QuickBooks for a while now. Great to see that it's connecting with Free Agent because I think this really plays to the direction we're seeing from Free Agent. So Free Agent look to be trying to prove that they are a viable alternative to other FMS solutions for the mid-market businesses. And you can't do a year end for a mid-market business and a medium-sized business without doing working papers. Well, you can, but you don't want to. So the fact that they've now got an integration into a very good working paper solution is fantastic. Better than trying to build it yourself and making a mess of it. And
ouch.
Well, even Xero's seen sense and gone and partnered with BGL, haven't they? So, or BLG, whichever one it is.
I thought that was aimed at me. As I've been frantically.
Oh no, it was aimed at. Well, it was at you. It was QuickBooks, but yeah.
I thought you meant my personal working paper project. I was like, Jesus. Yeah, man, I mean, come on.
Made huge progress in 8 years. But yeah, no, I think it's a sign of the direction Free Agent are taking, and the type of clients and accountants they can work with. So yeah, very, very good to see that. And obviously, providing clients with Free Agent, Xero, and QuickBooks in my firm, for me, this is a big win that they now connect into Active.
Yeah.
It standardizes our year-end process completely now. Thank you, Free Agent and Active.
Love that. And my one ask for work papers, though, I mean, I've got a lot of asks for them, but the one I'm really looking for is I'd love a working papers that can also just do a quick one for your VAT as well. Do you know, like if you think about it, for most of our clients or majority of our clients are VAT registered, they're going to have 4 quarters. Well, those 4 quarters are going to basically should be, the formation or the groundwork for your annual ones. I mean, yet to see a solution that goes, well, because you've got 4 quarters in the year, why don't we do 4 mini working papers and then amalgamate them all together for that final one? Like that to me would be a chef's kiss. Like
I think Active have got you can build as many different types of reports in Active as you like. So they've got a built-in one for monthly management accounts, for example. So it's a working papers, a reduced one to get you to month-end report. So yeah, I mean, in theory, you could build that out in Active.
But you just want at the end, though, wouldn't you? All 4 of them or 12 of them, if you do a monthly, right, to come together, and that becomes your, the starting
foundation.
Yes, there's still some work to do, but it's like you've already invested that time to get those quarters or those months nice and clean and tidy. Why not start with that, right? Like as a starting point. So that's where I'd love to see these solutions go. But that's great news. I think that's and that must have been music to your ears when you heard that little announcement.
It doesn't matter how desperate we are for news articles. Free Agent always delivers something for us to chat about, doesn't it?
Wasn't there something else, or was it just that one? I thought they announced something else. Oh, I didn't write it down, so it's bad on me. All right, let's talk about other cool new tech then. I got my hands on Intuit Assist for the first time and actually got a chance to play around with it. It's in the US.
We're going to talk about cool new tech.
Sorry.
I thought you said we were going to talk about cool new tech, and now you're talking about Intuit again.
It got released on there was 24th of February was the talking thing. So it was Tuesday, wasn't it, after our last one? And then it got released then to the public to play around with. And oh my god, is it good? Oh my god, is it good? So anyone who doesn't know, Intuit Assist
on your own.
You was. You were.
You want a minute on your own?
Oh,
Shall we all tune off and come back?
I've already done the video. The video goes live on Tuesday, so you can all see my passion for it. But for anyone who doesn't know, it's Intuit Assist is their take on a chat box like that. You know, having a conversation element of it. So it's the idea that you can type into it, comes up with answers and everything else. Their whole kind of premise here is that why would you just copy and paste information into something like ChatGPT and everything else to get all this information? Why not just do it in-house? Especially now they've got these relationships with not only ChatGPT, but they've also got Claude as well. I don't know if you saw that news at the weekend. Yeah, so they've got a relationship with them now. Although I'm confused as how them when they keep telling us they've got these new relationships, and it's the same with that Apple, right? When there's a ChatGPT relationship and then there's a Gemini relationship. But at what point does this clash? I know it's well over my pay grade and some very clever people.
I think it's just a case of having choice. Like we were saying this, like you've got Gemini, you've got Claude, or you've got OpenAI, etc. Each one's going to have its own set of jobs that it's better at. So, yeah, like I'd like to think QuickBooks is working out for us which one's going to be better at answering which queries and stuff, and it goes from there. And it's just someone did say that I did see on social media someone saying that this didn't get as much as much attention in the media as they felt it would. Someone over in America,
yeah.
Like, yes, because an announcement between a partnership with QuickBooks and Claude versus Claude arguing with the US military about what it can and can't use its AI to kill people with.
Yeah. Which one's going to be
very comparable, guys? Yeah, both deserved exactly the same amount of media airtime.
But also, it's like it's really difficult to actually get to grips and play with. Like, as soon as they announced it, I was like, well, I'll jump in Claude then, but there's no connect there. It just feels like it's probably working in the background. It probably, maybe it's a good sign or a bad sign, I don't know, but you don't really.
Are we saying there's been a marketing announcement where product haven't kept up?
I don't know, but who knows?
That's very unique. I mean, we never see that with QuickBooks, right?
But it's how do you know it's even there, right? Like, there's no tangible, there's no, I don't know. We're in a whole new world where we don't really know if it is live or not live, because there's no easy way to know if it is. Is it using Claude's large language module, or is it using ChatGPT's, or is it using Aaron? Who knows? Like, anyway, but back to this whole element of it. So the cool idea of it is that you go into either your firm or you go into an individual client, you get a little chat box, asking questions, blah, blah, blah. We've all seen that. That's great. But what I'm impressed with is just how much detail it's going into from day one. Like, this is just a thing. So you could achieve all of what I'm about to say by extracting the data, put it into another large language module, and it'll probably come out with similar results, right? But it's that barrier of entry of having to grab it, put it in, blah, blah, blah. This is literally go in, either click some of the prompts that are there or put your own in. So all I asked for was, and this is all thingy data, but I was like, right, tell me how my business is doing. And it went into critical insights, extreme customer concentration risk. So basically in this data, there was 99.6% total revenue on one client. There was product and service performance telling me which ones were doing well. It was cash collection opportunity. This says there's loads of these customers that we still have receivables and need collected. Expense management, action to plan. This was literally one prompt. All this was coming through, and it generated me this nice little report that could go with it as well. And if you try this on comparable software, you just kind of get this woolly like answer. And maybe if you
got the in-depth knowledge, it's not got the data, rich data it needs for it.
Yeah.
Question for you though.
Go for it.
That question, that prompt, and all that outcome in a year's time, is that going to be part of the paid for or the free version?
So this is part of depending on what SKU you're on, depends on how much of it you're going to get. So if
Right.
you're on like the simple start, then you'll still have access to Intuit Intelligence, but it won't be able to go as far as, right? So
Yeah.
it all depends on which SKU you're going to go on. So for example,
Does
go for
it
it.
show you? So obviously that's a really powerful report you've just been given, right?
Yeah.
Problem is, it's all free at the moment, and
Yeah.
people need to be able to, between now and when it gets chargeable, they need to ascertain.
Oh, no. It's never going to be chargeable. It'll just be within your subscription, right? So whatever you're paying now is what you're going to get for it, right? So think about it
Is this
as
different to the QuickBooks accountant suite thing?
yes. So this
Right.
is in Accountant Suite and also in your individual client. So it's
Right.
just a new tool that's been announced, right? And the idea would be that it's across all of them. And you either the only thing you'll get if you go for the new Accounting Suite is there will be an ability for you to not have to go into individual clients. You can just go, right, let's talk about every client I've got. So you could say,
Yeah.
oh, is there any clients at risk for VAT, for example? It will just go through, find all the clients for you and come back with
Yeah.
you with that. But that will be a part of the paid for Accounting Suite. You're right.
The bit that QuickBooks could do very well here, if they actually, I mean, they don't listen to me. They haven't done for a long
I can
time.
pass it on for you though.
Basically, if I ask a question of it, at the moment, for the
Yeah.
next 12 months, we know the Accountant Suite version is fully powered and free. In the future, there's going to be a free version and a paid for version. Between now and that point, we as users need to be able to understand the difference between a free output and a paid for output. And so we can work out and ascertain a value to the paid for version so we can justify paying for it.
Yeah.
So what
Good
would be
idea.
very handy is every time it gives out results, it goes, here's what the free version would have given you. Here's what the paid for version's given you. So you can understand the extra value you're going to get for that extra subscription.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah. But for individual clients, so the information's in there. And this is just like when I was doing it, I was like, you know what it's like, you're skeptical, aren't you? Like, oh, it's just gonna throw out some, I don't know. You've increased your revenue by 10%, whoopie-doo, right? Like that's all you expect to do from this. It's trend analysis, isn't it? And going, oh, blah, blah, blah. But actually it went into thing, and even as much as there was some action steps, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 detailed action sets. All right, I would probably discount 3 of them straight off the bat because I know that I knew the data. It's a fake line, but I knew the data, and I was like, oh well, that wouldn't quite work. But the other ones make sense, like leveraging your existing customer relationships and measuring success and how to measure success and what KPIs we should be looking at. And it goes, well, maybe you should think about this report as well to measure that going forward. And that could be a really good indication. If this report's going in the right direction, you're doing the right thing.
This is something that Joe Blogs can go and put that prompt into their QuickBooks and ask of themselves, yes?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
But are they not all conversations of value that accountants and bookkeepers would normally be having with their
And
users?
this is the clever bit. So the second that as the accountant and bookkeeper, you'll get audit history of what's been asked and what's there and everything else, so you can see what's been put to them. And B, a second that it goes, oh, this is something, and if it knows you're connected to your accountant, goes, here's a thing. And now they've released a new feature as well where you can book with your accountant directly there. So you put it in there and it says, oh, I think you need to talk to your client. Here's a little link to go and book with them directly.
Yeah, but feedback like leveraging current client relationships.
Yes.
As a business owner, I wouldn't then go think, oh, I'll ask my accountant how to do that. But if I was sat there having a meeting with a client, I might go, probably worthwhile trying to leverage your current relationships with your clients, like for referrals or whatever it is. That value add of me having that conversation has actually been circumvented by this tool.
Well,
On a topic that the client might not go, I'll ask my accountant. They might go, I might go and ask a marketing person how I do that.
No, but they'd ask your accountant on how to get that report. But it's talking here about this KPI report, right? Yeah, it could generate it here, but it does say talk to your accountant about how to get the most out of the report, right? They're the bits
So
that
giving them
they're the crumbs
detail behind it with the report.
Yeah, and it tells you the sources and it gives you the details and how to do it and everything else, but it will always prompt you to go, I think you should talk to your accountant, because that way, maybe there's another way we can look at this report. Maybe it could
Yes.
gather in a bit more data. It's like crumbs, isn't it?
When Google tells us go speak to your doctor, we go, that'll be all right. I've Googled it. I'll be dead in a week. What's the point?
I mean, some
Google
clients
said.
will always do that, won't they? But other clients will go, you know what? Yeah, that. Of course, I'm going to talk to him. This sounds like a really good idea, and they go from there. And now we've got the Mailchimp side of it as well starting to come in. Like then it's not just actionable of, all right, but here's an email that we think would be quite a good little starting point for you to send out to those clients to G up a referrals or whatever it's going to be and all that sort of stuff. It's that ecosystem, isn't it? Starting to come
It is.
together.
I can see the value of that prompt and that information from being asked by an accountant before going into a meeting with a client.
Yeah,
to
100%.
help prompt some conversation points. My only concern here is QuickBooks has encouraged accountants and bookkeepers for the last 5+ years to go into advisory, because technology is doing the bulk work of the bookkeeping and stuff now, but you can make loads of money in advisory. Yeah, now the AI tool is going to help take a bite of your advisory income as well. I think that's the risk.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know if we should be gatekeeping that. Like that, like we should be empowering these these businesses, and some of them will do it on their own accord. Some of them will use the prompt. They'll be curious and they'll go for it. And fair play to them, like because if they weren't going to use this tool, they would have just used ChatGPT anyway, right? They would have extracted data, put it in there, blah blah blah. But at least this is giving like some insights into what else can happen, and it's that whole idea, isn't it? Right? We're trying to encourage people to digitalize and become making tax digital and all that sort of stuff. But we need to give them a reason to do it. So for these clients who are being forced to MTD and they're for the first time, they're having to use this horribly like complicated software compared to their Excel document or or their shoebox that they were using before, right? If we can encourage just a tenth of what this sort of stuff is doing and give that back to those sort of people, that's where I see this as the benefit, because it's like, look, you've taken that risk or that gamble that, as your accountant bookkeeper, we've said, this is the software we think is right for you and we think is right for you. But if we can give back with a little bit of an insight like this, and guess what? They're growing their revenue because of it. I think that's win-win personally.
Yeah. So when I next log into QuickBooks, will it tell me like all your clients have now got access to this new tool? Part of that tool allows them to recommends them to book meetings with you, put your booking link here type thing, or do I need to go and do it myself?
So within, and this is only in the American product at the moment, remember, but within the American product, you connect your.
So this isn't in the UK?
No. But it's in the American product at the moment.
Oh, I've got 3 years to worry about it. It's fine.
Well, we don't know what's going to get announced next week, right? Oh, this week, should I say. But in the American product, you go in and you have to connect your Gmail or your Outlook account first before any of that booking solution gets activated, as you can imagine. And because I can't play with it properly, right? Because it's an American product, but I suspect it's their own like interface for booking and stuff like that is what I'm suspecting. I don't know for sure, not played with it, but that's how this goes. But that booking solution is going to be available for the clients to use as well going forward. And it could be that, when they send out invoices or proposals or that sort of stuff, they could have the opportunity for a client to book in directly from there. So yeah, it's that
multiple calendars, because as you've just had to move calendar integration because you've got multiple diaries now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see what the capability is going to be, but the opportunity is there for them to just go book in, and it doesn't necessarily mean me, right? It could be with the wider team, and I'd imagine a lot.
I think we're going to put a new rule on you, Aaron. You can only talk about things for QuickBooks that are available in the UK. Or you have to put a disclaimer at the start of your announcement.
I did say at the start. I said this is US only. And you can go back on my transcript and find that out. But no, I'm generally like, look, you can take it with a pinch of salt with me because I am the QuickBooks chat, blah, 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 blah. But I have already started to compile a video of comparing all of the different capabilities of all the solutions out there, what can be done and everything else. And honestly, this one is the only one that's blown my mind. The rest of them, yeah, it's cool. But we've already said it, right? Like the biggest problem we have is, and I'm sorry to say it, but Jax, like it's already out. No one's talking about it. Like not one person has gone like, wow, this is a game changer, right? Because it just came out just to tick a box. We need these solutions to come out and wow us, right? We need that. If it doesn't wow us and doesn't get the bite in, they'll be dead within 6 months, won't they, in a year, because no one will use them. So we need that buy-in, we need that bite, and hopefully, fingers crossed,
But we also
they've been
need more
cooking.
than just marketing. Because look at Apple. 2 years ago, their marketing blew yours and my minds away
I know.
with the
We
new
cancelled
Siri.
everything.
We're still waiting.
We are. But that's why I fingers crossed and hope that, yes, we've had to wait longer for it, but it means that it's going to come out actually with something worthwhile. And what I've played with it so far, I am happy to say I think we are there. Right. I have got to leave bang on 1:30 a day. So let's go and talk about. Well, shall we just talk about Fab and Get Connected?
Yep.
I mean, Get Connected next week. Keep an eye out for it. Keep an eye out for the social. Blah 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 blah. I'm talking. We've got other stuff going on.
Invite only.
It's not that well. It's if you get. It's tricky. There's no like. I don't know what's going on. I'm still confused by it. The biggest question on my lips though is who's going to announce the products and the updates. Like who's coming on stage to talk about it, because we don't have Nick Williams do it anymore. That's my biggest thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, who is going to take that mantle? I think there's going to be a bit of trial and error.
Well, there'll be a very select audience there in a few days' time who can tell us.
No, you say select. It's already sold out. It's sold out. There's going to be so many people excited about what it is. And this is the first time that we're going to get to see some of the new answers. Like maybe there's a new SKU on its way, etc., etc. Potentially. Who knows? I'm not saying anything. I haven't said a word. You cannot take me down, legal. I just said potentially there may be another SKU on its way. And then week after, as the pennies drop for you, is Fab as well, which means we're not donning on our suits. So we said we don't wear our Ghostbuster suits for that, do we? We're just going to do our grid walk
only.
In our high-vis jackets only. Exactly. But yeah, should be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Fab. It's always a good event.
For ages
I'm
since we've had an event.
Are you speaking?
You what, sorry?
Are you speaking at Fab?
Yeah, twice. And I've got 5 podcasts to do as well, and facilitate another couple as well. And yeah, it's going to be an intense couple of days, put it that way. But worth it. We love Point Fab, don't we? So yeah, you're speaking twice as well, aren't you? Is that right?
Once. Yeah,
Who's that
I'm
one?
only speaking once with Nick Moss on day 1 in the morning at 11:30-ish, I think. 11 o'clock-ish, I don't know. Check the agenda, guys. Don't rely on me. All I know is I'll get put on a stage at some point, waffle about something, taken off the stage, and then the rest of the time I'm going to be on the tax calc engager stand.
And you've got the grid walk. Don't you forget the grid walk.
And we've got the grid walk on day 1 and day 2.
Oh no, I wouldn't mention that. That's but what I can mention is my talk. So apparently moaning helps, right? So I've got an MTD talk. Fair enough. Come up, like you just said there, pretty much exactly the same as what you just said there for that one. But on the main stage, just before the main act, I'm doing the warm up act where I'm facilitating a AML and ACSP talk. Why? Because I moaned about it on. So yeah, suddenly moaning's actually paid off.
We knew we'd get there one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to just getting back doing the Fab event and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because this is. Didn't this one where they're saying it's a little bit bigger? Aren't they kind of looking to expand it a little bit?
Yeah, so there's also it's the finance, accounting, and bookkeeping show as well. So I think they are removing the festival concept completely. Maybe going a bit more corporate. I don't know.
We'll dig into that on the grid wall, won't we?
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be an interesting event. Let's see how busy it is and stuff. Day 2 was quite quiet last year for most people, so I'd like to hope day 2 is going to be busier. yeah, they've got lots and lots of speakers as always, so should be a very big and good event.
Yeah, and hopefully that Greek vendors there, the Greek kebab vendor, that was at the chef's kiss. That was very good. Awesome. And then obviously QuickBooks this week. And speaking of QuickBooks, says Kirsty St. John says, see you at both. So, excellent. You're going to both of them, Kirsty. We'll see you there. Looking forward to it. It's at Woolwich again this year. Remember, Woolwich was just off the line, the Lizzie line, south of the border. That one, wasn't it? So looking forward to that. And good luck, Nick Williams. Miss you already. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting event just to see what happens there. We're doing a podcast from there as well, so come and say hi during the podcast if you want, and we'll do a bit of an update of what's been announced. I actually don't 100% know all the announcements, so I'm looking forward to a couple of I'm assuming surprise elements to it. So that'll be good to see.
Just to clarify, I won't be there.
No,
I'm not part of the we. I will be in Richmond speaking at a different thing.
Yeah, we love Richmond. We do love Richmond. Susanna says, looking forward to the Greek food as well. And we're looking forward to your podcast as well, Susanna. So that'll be good. All on MTD. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for being involved. It's been another exciting episode of Ask the Accountant. We'll be back next week. And next week's, I assume, will just be fab related. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what the agenda comes along. Jan, other than Richmond, anything else you want to plug for this week?
No, nothing else. Just busy as always. So, yeah.
Well, like me, we leave on Wednesday and don't get back home till Sunday. So,
yeah, can't wait.
We'll make that work somehow.
Like 2 days, do the washing, pack the bag, and go again.
Yeah, if we're a little bit worried-eyed on Monday. Yeah, there is reasons, and we'll explain those reasons next week.
Yes. Looking forward to that. It'll be a good day.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. And obviously Formula 1 will be back. So, hey, we get to talk about that. Everyone, have a great week. Everything else. See you all soon. And bye for now. Jan, I won't be at the after thing. I'm just going to go straight off. So, bye.
See you later.